I've been making videos for over a year and a half, over 180 of them. And whenever I bought my Tesla, there are 7 key things that I'm gonna talk about in this video that I wish I knew that I know now. Let's get right into this video. So nobody really tells you, well, is now a good time to buy based on the current price? Well, what about the EV tax credit? Should I wait or buy now? Well, point number 1 has everything to do with pricing strategy, something that no one talks to you about. I've been following Tesla features and prices for a year and a half now, and the short answer is you want to buy right now. So if you haven't been tracking Tesla prices for the past year and a half, traditionally the prices have only gone up, and we've had some minor breaks here and there with features being added on and then taken away. But as far as prices go, you want to buy right now if you're in the market. From now until March, that is your golden time because of this EV tax credit. Let's get into point number 2 that's going to expand on that. But as far as prices go, they've never been lower. Point number 2 is an extension on that pricing strategy, but it has to do with charging, something I wish I knew before I bought my Tesla. And this is important before you shop for your installation of your charger, and that is this. So nobody told me this. If you're not an electrician, you might not know this either, but the distance that you install your charger, the further it is away from your fuse box in your home, this is if you're installing a charger at your house, which you very likely will, the further away you go, the more it's going to cost you. Also with point number 2, we're talking now about your charging. That distance away affects your price, but also does the product. Now I would check out my last video after this one. I talked about the NEMA adapter versus the wall connector. Long story short, I have a NEMA outlet. It gives you around 35 miles in charge. That cost me around $500. Now the wall connector on its own is $350 plus installation. So obviously I had no idea how much that cost until I went through it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass on that information to you so you can do your own research. That brings us into point number 3, and this one is a big one. So I have my list right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and read this one off. This one is really important. So point number 3 has everything to do with actually learning the features and functions of how to use your car before you get it. This is really important, from how to use your windshield wipers. Let's say you take delivery and it's really rainy. Maybe you live on a slope or you're taking it somewhere really hilly and you want to know how to put on the e-brake, things like that. A lot of these are safety features, so you don't want to try and learn all of these features when you're on the road in traffic, maybe at night or in the rain with low visibility. So naturally, you want to learn how to do it beforehand. So subscribe so I can teach you how to do those basics once you order your Tesla. And that brings us into point number 4. I wish I knew this before I took delivery, because it's going to take some time for you, of course, to get your accessories. Long story short, you're spending thousands of dollars on your brand new Tesla, and no matter which model you get, they don't come with floor mats. I put all the best accessories. If you could, please support the channel and click on those links in the description to get the best accessories. Whether you buy those products or shop from those links, it'll support the channel. I would really appreciate it. I had no idea which accessories I needed, which ones were affordable or high quality. So I did all that for you down below. And that brings us into point number 5. But before we do, if you could just tap that subscribe button. I'm hoping to do this full time one day. Get me away from my day job at my desk. I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. That brings us into point number 5. Premium connectivity. Now, not a lot of people talk about this one. Well, what is premium connectivity and how much is it? For someone who does not know, I had no idea what this was when I bought my Tesla. It's $10 a month, and here's what you get. So I had no idea before I bought my Tesla what even was premium connectivity. So standard connectivity gets you navigation, and you can see all of the things you get with premium connectivity, but the most used one for me is that live viewing. One of the unique features is Sentry Mode. Now, you don't need premium connectivity to use Sentry Mode, but if you want to live view the cameras of your car, you can see the front, the rear, and on either side. And just added, this was really recent, you can now see inside of your vehicle with this premium connectivity. I use this one all the time. Now, Sentry Mode naturally comes with your Tesla at no charge. You do not need premium connectivity. But if you want to live view the camera, you do have to have premium connectivity. This one's really helpful if you want to live view your camera. Let's say you're parking somewhere really congested and you just want to check on your Tesla, or you're maybe on a road trip and you're leaving your car somewhere unfamiliar, things like that. You can use this live feature and many other functions that you're going to get in that premium connectivity, something I didn't know before about my Tesla. Oh boy, this one is a big one. So this one is going to hurt a little bit, so stay with me. This is point number 6. That has everything to do with your Tesla rims. So the aluminum rims on your Tesla, whether you get these standard aero cap wheels or you get those Uber Turbine really nice set of performance rims, or the ones that I have, those 19-inch aluminum rims, listen to this. So it's a common thing in the Tesla community that the rims on many Teslas get curb rash. And basically what that means is you're pulling too close to the curb and scrape, it takes off some of that beautiful finish. And here's why I bring that up. You might say, well, that's the driver's fault. I never get curb rash on any of my vehicles. Well, that's what I said too until I owned a Tesla. Now, I don't want you to ruin your rims. They're very flush to the actual tire. So usually in a lot of cars, that rubber from your tire will hit the curb. I'm giving you a warning because basically this is a thing in the Tesla community that many Teslas have curb rash. So next time you're at the mall and you're walking around and you spot one in the parking lot, go ahead and check those rims. And point number 7, nobody talks about this until now because a brand new software update just came out, so us Tesla owners and you can finally know the 12 months charging cost of your Tesla. So unless you looked online pretty heavily, nobody really knew or kept track of how many kilowatts am I using and what's the cost of that, and totaling that all up. Well, you don't have to do that work anymore. The Tesla app will show you. So on average, I'm spending around $60 to $70 a month in charging, or around about $800 to $850 in a 12-month period to charge my Tesla, of course, based on my driving habits. So I did not know that before I took delivery of my Tesla, and something I wasn't aware of as well. How much does supercharging cost? Well, at my house, when I charge here, my utility company charges me around 14 cents per kilowatt hour. That's how your measurement of usage is going to be done. You can compare that to a supercharger, which will cost you around 25 cents per kilowatt hour. Now, these supercharging costs aren't the same at each supercharging station. They're going to vary slightly, but that's roundabout what those are going to be. So these are two different functions in point number 7 I was completely unaware of. And I didn't know that you can actually Google your city and type in, for my example, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, off-peak hours. And I believe it's something like 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. And if you charge at that non-popular off-peak hours, you can decrease your Tesla charging even more. So these are 7 things I did not know about my Tesla before taking delivery. And if you want to re-watch any section, there are timestamps down below, as are those best accessories. It supports the channel. And also I hope to do this full time. So please consider subscribing. If you learned something from this list of 7, of course, the only way I know you enjoyed it is to drop a like, so I know that you're out there watching. And of course, this is Matt from Frunk to Trunk. We will see you in the next video.